Okay, first up is Anna McDonald, and let's just see how the rig is working. Seems to be moving okay. Let's just check the feet. It's good. Okay. Maybe that's not supposed to like that. Let's see, that's working. Okay, this controls the elbow. What's this guy? Root. Good. Okay, that's good. Neck. Okay, that's good. Alright, that seems to be working okay. For hair, what I would probably do is I would start by duplicating this, and I'm going to isolate it. And by the way, I'm switching to my 2018 because I'm just having too many problems with my 2015. You're welcome to follow suit. Let's convert this to a polygon. Modify, convert NURBS to polygons, and control points. Select. And just get rid of this. Wait a minute. Yeah, that should be that extra. No, it's not. Sorry, I don't know which one I deleted now. That one seems right. Okay, let's try that one more time. Duplicate it. Okay, yeah, that's just called head. Then isolate it, modify, convert NURBS to polygons, control points, tessellate, and then delete that original. And then I just hit 3 for smooth, and then modeling, I'll do mesh tools and multi-cut tool. In 2018 is Control-Shift-X is the hotkey, and just hold down Control to just add some edge loops here. Maybe something like that. And then I'm just going to select the faces I want for forming the hair. It's not really the ideal topology for this. Anyways, we'll work with this and kind of go from there. And then I'm just going to kind of inverse my selector by shift selecting across those and deleting that. And so that's sort of my starting point for the hair. And let's say I want a little part along here. So I'm going to use the multi-cut tool again. I'll use the hotkey Control-Shift-X and maybe put a couple extra edge loops in there. And then this edge, I'm going to move in a bit. There we go. And then, wait, yeah, I guess that's alright. I didn't really want it to affect this quite so much back here, but that should be alright. And then select all these faces and right mouse click, extrude face, and then just, whoops, hold down Control to, that's too much really. Let's try pulling it out in this Z direction, yeah, just to give a little bit of thickness. then maybe I need to, you know, add more to this here. For example, maybe I'll include these. Shift right mouse click extrude face. I'll sort of pull it out again. And then I've got kind of a basic shape. Let's show this stuff again. And then from here I need to kind of, I'm just going to hide this, Control H. I need to just start shaping this a little bit more. I might, yeah, it's not going to work. You can't use symmetry on this, so I'll just kind of scale these things in. Just make sure I don't select anything off the back like that one. It's an easy mistake to make. And let me kind of pull some of these back ones down. Let's go to component mode. It's going to be easier to select those. Smooth preview. Anyway, you know, you'll need to take some time to kind of shape it some more. Whoops, I think I had made some error somewhere here. Had a bad selection somewhere along the way. You might want to add like another Control Shift X and then hold down Control and add another edge loop in here, and then I can get a little more shape to this. Anyway, you know, it's, you know, you gotta take some time to really sculpt this into shape, but at least you have the kind of basic structure, and then you can you know, adjust until you get a shape that you actually like. Shift, so right mouse click, assign existing material, and you have like a good enough, okay. And then Control Shift H to show his hat again, and you know, so you may not even see that much of that, but that could be weird to make the hair. And then regarding making the other heads visible, let me just right mouse click here, select objects. Oh, that's grayed out, which tells me that there's nothing in that layer. So I'm just going to select all of these and right mouse click, add selected objects, and now that hides those, so you can get those out of the way. Yeah, it seems to be working very well though. Good job on that. You might want to just smooth this when you're done. Shift right mouse click, smooth, and then delete history. Okay, so nice character design, looks good. Looks like he unified the hat, which is really good. See how he's working. Yeah, good. It seems to be working alright. Great. Okay. And the root. Good. Okay. And So that's the problem with stuff like this that kind of hangs down, is that there really isn't any easy way to get that to bend. Like to get the knee to move that without, that's where actually, like the real way to do it is a cost simulation, but it's way beyond the scope of this class, and I wouldn't recommend even trying it. So, I mean, I suppose you're kind of all right as long as the feet don't intersect it, as long as you kind of limit how big. Don't know why it's doing that. Now this trim is still in the history, and I think that's a problem. So let's try this thing, edit delete by type non-deformer history, because the skin cluster, which is the bind, is part of the history, and if you delete history, it's going to delete that too. But if we do non-deformer history, it'll delete any history that's not part of a deformer, which should include the trim. You now see the trim is gone. The trim is what put the hole in the top. And yeah, now it's not doing that weird thing with the hole. That's good. Okay. What else? That's okay. Yeah, it's intersecting the shirt a bit. Good. Okay. I mean, the one thing you could try, I'm a little, frankly, a bit hesitant to even try it, is to do a wrap deformer where these objects actually make this thing move instead. But let's just try it just for fun. Let me reopen the. Okay, so I have this open again. This time I actually will just delete history, and that'll get rid of the bind. And just a little curious to see what happens if I take this. I think I select that second, shift select that, and go to rigging, deform, and wrap. So select object, then an influence object. Yeah. So, and then I'll also do that with this if it lets me. Seems like it. So theoretically the shirt, well, I guess I'd have to do the shoulders too. This might be a little crazy. It'll probably slow down the character a lot. I'm just kind of curious. So I'm selecting all the objects I want to influence this other object. And then doing deform, wrap. Let's see. Nope. Not working. No, not working at all. Jeez. Oh, I'm surprised it's not doing anything. Alright, well, just stick with the bind then. So yeah, this is looking good. This is Clive. Okay, character's looking good. Just checking everything's working. Yep, looking good. Alright. Okay. Yes, everything seems to be working well, so good job on that. Okay, looks like you're using advanced skeleton for this. Pretty concerned about the hands, so the joints aren't really in the right place for these. There should be one at the knuckle here and here, so I think your joint placement when you did the fit skeleton stuff on this wasn't correct, and so the hand's not moving very well. Also, this looks kind of twisted. The way the feet are lined up, I don't think you got those joints properly lined up. I don't know if it'll let me go back to fit skeleton. No. Oh, it does. Cool. So yeah, I can see from right here that your joints are in the wrong place. So they're all kind of crowded up at the base of these fingers. So you need to, get this knuckle here, and this one about here, this one there. It might help to decrease your joint size. And then, I'm not going to do all your fingers just because it would be a little time consuming, but, just, really got to take, I'm rushing through it, you really have to take your time and get all these properly placed. It can be helpful to do it from the top first and then from the side. Let's take a look. I can see that some of these are, actually all of those are too high. So I'm just going to hold D for pivot move mode and move those down so they don't move the joints below in the hierarchy. Okay, and let's see what was going on with the feet. I mean, because you have, see how you have your feet pointed outward like this, but these feet are, so really I would probably be more likely to straighten out the boots than I would to twist the skeleton. So I'm just going to unlock these. Whoops. Where is unlock? Okay. And let's just look at that from the, what? That's the top view. That's really weird. How is that the top view and the front view? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, more like that. And I'll just delete this one, and I'll take this pivot point, hold down D and X, and snap it to the middle, and duplicate it, and scale that -1 in the X direction. Oh, let me freeze transformations on that first. Modify, freeze. Okay. Now let's try that again. Oh, that's the X direction for scale? Oh, Z direction. Okay. Alright, so now we've got boots that are kind of more lined up. Let's turn on shading X-ray joints and take a look at these. Okay, that's actually, it's pretty well lined up for this. Oh, you've got this weird twist in your foot here, which isn't so great. So I'm going to move this heel to the, let's look at this from the front. And I'll hold down D for pivot move and just get that a little more centered, and same with this heel. Maybe the whole thing could kind of scooch back here a bit. Okay, that's going to work better. Make sure that looks a little low for the knee to me. Again, hold down D for pivot move. Alright. I know, the rest of you haven't done anything with advanced skeletons, so if you're watching this may be mysterious, but it's this script you can download called Advanced Skeleton. So that should all be a little bit better. Let's build it again. Rebuild. Might save a version of this first. This frankly builds a much better rig than the one that's normally used for this class, although it's potentially a little bit more to set up. So let me just test this. It hasn't been bound yet, but it keeps the binding. That's kind of amazing. Oh. So that's a lot better there. Oh god, the feet are still screwed up. What? I don't know. That's really weird. I guess they work okay. I don't know why those things are twisted. Yeah, the knees are really pointed outward. Yeah, something in the way that all this stuff got moved around. I mean, frankly, I might just redo the fit skeleton from scratch. It could be because these aren't kind of lined up straight vertically, all this stuff. So what I might do is like take this and do this. I'll click on that and then hold down V for point snap, and that should no, I'm sorry. Let's just hide the polygons and do that again. Hold down V and it should line it up with that. Whoops. Make sure I click on that X, and then it'll line it up with this. So they're all, I think they want to be kind of in a line to work better. Oops. Hold on, D and V. Sorry, I need to click on this. D and V and middle. Come on. Oh, it's got all screwed up now. Gotta like hold on to that while I'm there. Now it's lined up with that one vertically, in the X direction. So if I hold down D, it moves the joint without moving anything below in the hierarchy. Alright, well we can see if that it's too far forward. And probably too low. See if that does any better. Nope. I would just do it again. That's being weird. That would be my recommendations. Just make sure that keep this straight, from the front, and make sure the joint placements, and it doesn't take that long to place the fit skeleton, so that's what I would do, is I would just take your model and build a fit skeleton again to get those working better, because it's just acting funny with the feet. Or I could just make do with that. But yeah, kudos for going to kind of the next level and trying to do something more complex. I think you'll be happier with this rig than the one supplied in the class. Okay, this is Melissa. Good looking character. That seems to be working well, as is that. And it's acting a little slow, but nothing too unusual there. Let's see. Good. Okay, yeah, that seems to be working quite well. Get these eye controls. Oh, nice. That's nice. Good. Yeah, I can't really find many problems with it. I think you've done a really nice job. Next up is Deontay, and this is looking good. Let's just kind of check these controls. Nice. Okay. Alright, everything seems to be working pretty well. Yeah, good. Nice work on that, and good pose too. Next up is Jersey, and it's working well. Arms and hands. Okay. Yeah, everything seems to be working pretty well. I like his mustache and beard and monocle. That's all really nice. Everything's moving together. Yeah, looks good. Nice job. Okay, this is Anna, and what I think we've got going here is well, there's some history on that surface, so let's try deleting that. Edit, delete by type, history. Try this again. So see how that works properly when we delete the history? See how that's better now? Okay. And same with this one. Okay, good. And let's see these legs. So what do we got here? Yeah. History. I can use this Alt-Shift-D hotkey too. It's starting to work a little better. Yeah, you're naturally going to run into some problems with that dress. It's just okay. So yeah, once again, select, Alt-Shift-D. Okay, that's working better. Some of the binding on that boot doesn't seem to be working. I'm wondering, actually I don't think it's the bind. I think somehow the foot got a little broken here. Let's hide those surfaces, and something's amiss. Left ball. There's somehow, I think the problem, let me just make the joints a little bigger. Display animation joint size, and I don't know, 0.2 or something. Okay, so I can see that, see how this one's parented to that, but this one is not. So I'm going to select this, shift select that. P for parent puts that bone back in. That's moving together now. Show the surfaces. Okay, that's a little better. We got a roll working. Yes, we do. Good. Okay. It's not connected. About the head. Oh, it's like the neck is, but the head isn't. Oh, by the way, I think maybe the color thing with your eyes, if you just hit 6 for textured mode, maybe that's what was not working for you. So, let's see. The joints are there. When I do this, it does rotate the joints. It's just the head's not connected, that's all. So you could either parent or bind all that stuff. You know, whatever. let's just parent it, keep it simple. So I'm just going to turn everything off in the pick mask and just turn on surfaces, and I'll pick all these, and you've got eye joints and everything, so I'm just going to deselect the eyes. Make sure I got everything else. And then let's just grab that neck joints in my pick mask, so I can select that. P for parent. And then let's turn everything back on here. Is that my neck? Yeah. Okay, now that's moving with that. That's working. Good. Okay. Yeah, I think it's mostly working now, from what I can tell. Something's weird because the body doesn't normally rotate when you move the foot. So something got messed up somehow. It looks like there's some wackiness in the parenting here. Don't know what these are all about. Something went berserk with all this stuff. Just gonna kinda... Oh wait, that's not moving the body, but that one is, and it looks like this became the parent when that one should be. So I'm gonna select this, and God, there's all these like weird extra joints in here. I don't think any of that should be there. This. Okay, and see, I can see the parenting is all wrong here. So I'm going to unparent this one, Shift P, and then select parent, select the child, and then P. Parent. No. Oh, there is an extra one in there. I deleted. Okay, let's go back. Jeez. Okay, yeah, this one I guess can go away. So then I'll unparent this again. Shift P. And that looks okay, actually. But this should go away. I don't know where that came from. So parent, child, P for parent. Oh. Child. Oh, I did that backwards, sorry. Child, parent, P. There we go. Okay, let's see now. Okay, that's better, because that shouldn't move the body around. Okay, seems to be working now. I'll go ahead and save that for you and post it to your thing. Okay, this is Leo. Let's take a look at the control. Whoops. Seems to be working fine. Yeah, this seems to be working okay, so good. Yeah, this was alright. Can't really find much to fix. It looks like, I don't know, these used to be part of the boots, but you can probably do without them, so I would just go ahead and delete those. Okay, this is J-Min. Oh, okay. I'm guessing the hand is maybe both parented and bound. So let's see, you got some of these curl things working. So yeah, it seems to be bound okay. Is it also parented? Yes, so I'm just going to select the hand and do Shift P to unparent it. It's doing that. Let's try unlocking it. Shift select all those and then right mouse click, unlock. Let's see what happens now. Okay, that seems better. Okay, yeah, that's alright. And curls working good. Okay, so that's how you can fix that. Let's see what else. Okay, same thing on the other hand, just select the hand surface, select the channels, right mouse click, unlock, Shift P. And now, and it's working. Great. Okay, let's see, this seems alright. So it's pulling on this other leg a little bit, as you can see. This one boot is pulling on the other boot. So what I would do is select the surface, right mouse click, paint, skin cluster paint weights, double click. Gonna just dock this over here. And let's look at left. So I would just, you don't want anything on the left controlling this thing on the right, so just to show you what I'm fixing right now, we can see that they're kind of pulling on each other. See how that stretches out there and that stretches out there? Do you still need this thing? That curve? Oh, is that part of the boot? I don't know. Oh, I guess that's that little edge down there. Alright, I'll leave that. So, back to Paint Weights tool. So nothing on this left side should affect it. So I'm just going to replace with a value of 0 on the left hip, left knee, left ankle, left heel. So now those things on the left shouldn't pull on this one. For that surface, we can repeat for this surface as well. So left, value of 0, flood, we're on replace, heel, left ball, left toe, and there's still a surface here. Was that lofted surface 9? I'm just going to undo that. Select it. I'm just going to type select lofted surface 9, entered. It's more than one because of the duplicate. Just make sure that's 8. Oh, that's 9. It's kind of hard to, I think, is there extra surfaces like on top of each other here, or? Just gonna hide that, Control H, and then select this one. I can unhide the other one now. Display, show, all? No? What the heck happened? Or is that how it looks? I don't know. Anyway, point of the story is just flood these with, replace it with 0 and flood on all these, and move that. And oh, now for this surface, so you just kind of got to do all of them. I mean, can we do all of them at once? Probably. Let's do that. Let's just make sure we've got everything selected to begin with, and then go here, and then left hip, paint, replace, value of 0, flood, and just on all these left parts so that they don't affect it. And then let's repeat over here and do the opposite. So paint weights, none of the right parts should affect the left leg. So paint, replace, value of 0, flood for all these right things. That's a lot faster to do it all at once. It makes much more sense. Okay, and now let's turn everything back on here, all objects on. Yeah, those curves probably don't really matter because they won't render out, but yeah, there's, you see the actual geometry is no, if we just do show curves, you can see the geometry is no longer, one leg's not affecting the other now. So that's how you can fix that. And otherwise, yeah, it's looking good. Good job.